Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well and having a good week so far. How many of you or who watched the five things successful people do before 8 a.m. video of that Terry lady that spoke? Yeah, trying to think of a surname now. Something with S. Forgot now what a surname is. But I don't know who watched that session. It's quite powerful. I really enjoyed it. I think it really aligned with what we've been talking about, goals and setting goals and everything. Haley is saying it was really good. It was good. And Christelle saying she really loved the video. And today, let's make a project according to that. Because she was saying, let me quickly run through the 5 things for those of you who didn't watch the video. So she said the first thing, Savelle. Yes, thank you, Bernadette. Terry Savelle. So she was saying the first thing is they pray and meditate. And for us, like meditating on God's word or just being quiet, just coming to that place, prayer and writing things. I know for me, very often I get very distracted. So I have a book, a journal, just like a writing journal where I often just write out like my prayers and what I'm talking to God about. I write stuff out so I don't lose focus, and just like meditating about stuff, thinking about stuff. And even with our pictures, how easy is it to think about that as images, what we've created. And then she said they read. Last week we spoke about the pile of books, things we've studied, things we've worked at, things we want to grow in, things we're interested in, where's our expertise and how we learn. So reading. She said they read and they listen to audios was the third thing. Listening to audios. Like I listened to quite a lot of audiobooks, and there's so many good TED Talks and podcasts and messages and YouTube things. There's so many things we can often listen to. So I know I've got in the last month, I've really made it a point. Like when I've dropped my kid off for school, before I leave the school, I make sure that on the car's radio, I connect the Bluetooth and I start listening to something on the way home, because it takes me like 10 or 15 minutes to drive back home after dropping the kid at the preschool. So like actually listening to something, or when I'm washing dishes, instead of my head just running and thinking about who knows what, actually listening to an audiobook or listening to something that's encouraging and inspiring and using that time well, instead of those times we're just standing in the kitchen, we're just doing something. I don't know what you guys do. Iron. I never iron. But those of you who maybe stand around doing things like that. Or, but actually making time to listen to stuff. And then the fourth thing, this is where I really thought this aligns so much with Unstuck. Because she said she takes time to write and review her dreams. And like this last few weeks, we've been doing the journaling exercises of writing stuff out. And writing things out like the I am statements. I am beautiful. I am wise. I am worthy. Just writing your I am statements. And then like, why am I so easily losing weight? Why am I so easily connecting with people? Why am I so easily building my business? Like for that goal that you have, writing it out, like, why am I so easily doing this? Like writing out and reviewing that goal, thinking about it, like, this is what's happening, and with gratitude, just saying, I'm so grateful that, I'm so grateful that I'm fit and healthy. I'm so grateful that I'm debt free. I'm so grateful that I study so easily. I'm so grateful, whatever it is for you, like sort of align that goal with writing it down. If you've been doing the journaling exercises, just like taking a few minutes a day just to write down some I am statements or goal things, just writing it out in sentences. Have you guys started feeling a change since you started doing that? I felt so inspired when I started doing it again, because for a long time I haven't been doing this. And since we started doing it again, I can really feel like I feel more excited to exercise or do all those things. Tracy says she's grateful that she can actually be in bed to get better. And that also she's been doing it. Hey, and that's amazing. And then what she said is she takes those things and she makes them visual. Like for today, I said, no, let's try see if we can get a magazine image. I actually played with this in the week. Let's just show you the one I made so long. Like, like taking a picture of that goal that you have and sticking your head on there, whether it's a photocopy or ID photo or something, putting your face on there, but getting that done. So it's actually like she's art journaling. This is the one I did in the week. I found this one I didn't change the face. I just sort of put the glasses and that on to make it more interesting. And I painted over her clothes. I painted the background away. I first put a layer of gesso, and then I put some words on it. And I found the scripture in Proverbs. It's Proverbs 31 about the, what is it? What is the word for that? The woman, the Proverbs 31 woman, I can't think of the right word for it now. She girds herself with strength and makes her arms strong and firm. I thought, like, yes. Look how strong her arms look. And I thought, that's what I want, and I've been exercising with my dumbbells at home and trying to at least 3 times a week pick up my dumbbells, exercise with them, and having that thing of like, she makes her arms strong and fit, and having that image. And, the more we look at it and we page through our journals and we speak it out, you become what you behold. If you're looking at those images and you're paging through your journal and you're seeing them every day and you're aligned with them and you're speaking truth about yourself, it becomes easier to do that. It becomes easier to follow that goal and fall in line with it. The virtuous, thank you, Madeleine, the virtuous woman. So that I thought, like, wow, she's art journaling in a very basic way. She's just taking a picture or photo and sticking her head there and saying, I am like that. I am speaking on stages, or I am fit and healthy. I am, so with our goals that we've been talking about, actually taking them, making them visual and making them in the way that aligns with you and excites you, but it can be fun. And when you like doing, I want to say that prayer meditation, taking your book and, reading through, like, let's say, what's the last few lives that we've done, for instance. We've done so many things, projects in this last while. But let me start here. Let's say with a bloom. So let's say you take your book and you read that out. You say, hey, this is my season to be joyful and to bloom. Or thank you that I can be authentic to myself. Like, I say yes to life. I show up to life, even when it's hard. I'm so grateful that I get to live life. I rest. Thank you that I can have peace. Thank you that I can bloom, that I can be restful in myself. Like, taking it in, I say yes to life, the juicy life. I show up for life. I enjoy life. Thank you for the people in my life that support me and that I can go for goals. Or like, what did we do? This one first. Like, even if I get lost, thank you that I can find direction. Thank you that I know where to go. Where's my north? Even if it feels like I'm spinning, I can get direction again. Taking your things like, hey, these are the things I want to work at. Thank you that I can work at my body. Like, just like paging through your journal and speaking it out, like, hey, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, or these are the things I'm good at. I'm so grateful that I'm creative, that I have compassion for people, that I'm loving, that I'm good at teaching. Like, just taking your journal, that which we're creating, looking at those images, thinking about it, meditating about it, seeing them, getting stirred by the image, the feeling of it, and then speaking it out. So for today also, I thought, let's do this. We're going to take an image. A lot of you said you had body goals. So I thought, okay, let's get an image of a thing. How do you want to look? Do you want to be flexible? Do you want to be fit? What type of fit do you want to be? Surf fit, jog fit, hiking fit, walking fit, just being able to climb the set of stairs without being out of breath. There's different fitness levels, I want to say. But like, what is it that you want in that area? Do you want muscles? Do you not want muscles? Do you want to lose weight? Where do you want to lose weight? Like, we sort of have an idea of maybe where is our goal? What is it? Is it just to be more healthy, to drink more water and actually walk and take care of ourselves? Like, your choice is saying walking fit, right? So for all of us, your goal will be a little bit different, but finding an image of what would look like that for you, that would be motivational for you to say, like, yes, that is what I want. So let me quickly see, just moving this out of the way. So if you have a photo, even if it's like, I went the other day for my driver's license, I have a few ID photos extra. So if you have a photo or a photocopy of a photo that you can make, that you can cut out the head, that we're going to stick onto your image. And even if it looks funny, like, it's just you aligning yourself, being able to see you reach the goal. Like with the Olympics now, like people that train for the Olympics, they meditate before that time and they visualize themselves doing the thing that they're going to be doing, like reaching the goal and going over the finish line. They see it in their head, like, I'm doing this. And then they align their body and they go and they physically do it. So they first see it in their head that they can accomplish the goal. And for us, making that thing visual, like, yes, I can work towards this. I can go for this goal. I can reach it. So today I'm doing the body one. But if there's some other goal that you rather want to do, please go and make them visual and create them and have fun with them and enjoy them and make it visual for yourself. Like, yes, I can reach this goal. I can do it. So what is it, your mobility that you need for where you're at, or your flexibility or your strength? You know, like I have the one that I showed you now with she strengthens her arms, and I really want to have my arms stronger and just feel like I don't have all this flab underneath here, strengthening my arms. And I just thought, like, hey, this women even in the Bible that did these amazing things, the virtuous woman, she strengthened her arms, you know, so that she could actually do the things she was supposed to be able to do. Why can't I do it? I can look like that. I can go for it and exercise. So, okay, so everybody, I'm getting very excited, yeah. Tina is saying she really enjoyed it. Watching that. Loved the video and excited for the lesson today. Yes. So let me swap the camera quickly. So your image doesn't have to be an exercise image. It can just be an image of somebody, what you would like to look like, or what you would like to, what your goal would look like. I'm going to find one other example here quickly. You know, we're sort of going to paint and draw around it. So I just want to show you the idea of this. Oh my gosh, I made another example. I just want to see. Oh, these ones. Let's see if everybody can see me. Let me lift this higher. Like, this was also a magazine image. So this morning I'm going to be working with acrylic. But if you don't have acrylic and you have watercolors, you can always cut the image and put your watercolors in the background. Like, so this one was magazine image that I also put like markers and paint over it to create this, you know, letting go of the old to make room for the new. This one was also like that. So I took the image from the magazine and I drew in little details and hair and glasses, and I just made it fun. So I think with today's image, that is what we're going to do. We're sort of going to paint over or cut over. So you could either collage it or put stickers on it. Or if you have acrylic paints or paint pens even, you can use that to completely transform your image. Let me just see, yeah. Okay. Everybody can see. I quite like these two because this always feels like a very, I don't know, dancey image. I can't decide what I want to do with this. But it can be any form of image. Like I said, it can be even like a front cover of a magazine or something, if this is the type of body you want to have, or just having the statement then. So you could use something like that that's easy to, front covers always feels to me it's a bit thicker and it can handle paint well. It can even be like, you know, just like a body of somebody that has space where you can paint and write your, like, I am fit, I am flexible, or I have fast metabolism, what you're going to be writing there. So you can have any type of image that you would like. I think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to cut it, take it out, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to be putting this in my journal afterwards, but depending on your size of your journal, you could either like paint away the whole, you know, up to the bottom here and have something at the bottom, or the top. So, or you could cut it out. You can adjust it according to your size of your journal or the size of the image that you have, I want to say. Okay, so let me just see this thing. Can everybody see? Okay, so let me get some paint. And I also want to check with my photo. Let me see. I think I have a colored one as well. Yes, I think that is going to be able to fit there. And don't worry if maybe the photo that you have is much bigger, like a really big head. That will not matter. The idea is to have fun and to create something that tells you like, yes, I can do this. Put your face there. This is such, ID photos always have to be so serious. But okay, so there we go. I think I want to change the background color completely. So I'm going to put a layer of gesso on first before I put a lot of paint on it, just to make the paper actually be able to absorb or handle it better. So if you want to completely change this, if you have clear gesso, you could always put a layer of clear gesso over your whole page. Or if you want to specifically change the background color just, and you want it to be able to pop with the color that you're putting on top of it, you could put a layer of, say, white gesso or white acrylic paint in the background around it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to first paint this away like a white color. I think what I want to do is just measure this with my, I don't know, with the size of my journal. How big about I need to make this so that it will easily fit into my journal. There we go. Okay. So if you don't have paint or gesso or something like that, another thing that you could do is to collage. You could use little offcuts of paper, or you could use like even washi tape pieces, or you could collage your whole background if you really wanted to make it like a fun, like any fun colors and things that you could put onto that to create it. So I want to paint over this part with the words so that that doesn't shine through too much when I start putting my own words and things, patterns and stuff on there. I'm going to try and get this semi-smooth. And you can essentially, for, like I said, now we have maybe 6 areas where we have gold in. Some of you have 3, some of you have 1. Is taking that and making it visual in some way. Because like I said, a vision board is stagnant. You make it once and it sits there. But, as we journal, as we create, it sort of grows with you. It's like that continual inspiration to keep going for that goal. And to sometimes we change our idea about exactly what it must look like as we start taking steps towards it. Okay, wait, I can adjust this, or this works better. Just figuring out, even like with exercise, figuring out what works for you. When is a good time for you to do it? What type of exercise, if you want to exercise. That was her 5th point. She said the 5 things successful people do. And the 5th one was they exercise. They do some form of exercise. I've been trying just to use my dumbbells and just find a video on YouTube for a HIIT workout, about trying to do it 3 times a week and just exercising a little bit at home. Trying to go for a walk here and there when I can, or jumping on the trampoline with my kids. just finding what works well with where we're at. Because like I also said previously about like body goals, sometimes we have this thing of like, no, I'm going to exercise now every day, and after a week we're so tired we just completely give up. You know, we don't want that. We want to be able to continually do it and to make like a lifestyle change for you, something that fits into your life, that works for you. Tracy, this is just my normal brush. Normal paintbrush. I don't have one specifically for glue. So I'm just going to wash it when I'm done. The gesso comes off quite easily off a brush if you just wash it directly afterwards. Okay, so I've got that. It isn't super thick, but I think it's thick enough for how I want it now. Just want to clean my brush nicely. Okay. Always have like an old cloth where I'm like, I don't know, dabbing the rest of the water and everything off my paintbrush. So I'm going to give this a quick dry. Plug this up. Hi Desiree, she's checking in from work. We're just creating something with our body goal to align with our goals of where we want to go, like a paint over. That's all we're doing today. Okay, so I've got that. I think I am gonna like change her clothes and stuff. I'm gonna paint over that as well. But let me get some paint. Thinking, what color do I want to paint this background? Maybe a lighter color. Maybe like I'm gonna go with the purpley color. I don't know. Should I go with a bright color? No, I don't know what I want to do. Let's just start. Pick a color and stick to it. Okay. I see Tracy saying a glue brush has more stiff bristles. Okay, so I'm going to put my first layer of paint over this gesso. So you could build this up as layers depending on what you want to do with your background. If you want to stick more things on there, or have more words, or collage a little bit, or do some stencil work over this. So I'm just blocking it out with a color I like, and I'm going to I think I might do some stencil work over this. So that layer of gesso in the background just sort of makes it, this color is going to actually come out as the color that it is, versus if I had to put it on the black or dark part here, it might have shown, a lot of that would have shown through still. So just sort of like building up the layer here. So I can probably do maybe some stencil work, or just some patterns. You could stick things on here probably if you wanted to. A water bottle, or exercise things. saw Michelle. I don't know who's watched the session out of body that I had, the interview with Michelle. I saw her this week at the gym when I took my kids for swimming class. I saw her there and I thought, oh man, she's so inspirational, just how far she's come. Because I think at the time we had the interview, I think by then she had lost 125 kilograms, if I remember right. I don't know who's watched that session. And, you know, like what she also said with that session, I think she said also, it's one healthy choice at a time. Just seeing it as one choice at a time. What is the best thing for me to do right now? Taking one choice at a time. Like, what is the best thing now? The next little step, the next little step. And like she just said, you know, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, mixing exercise with your eating. Because you can't out-train bad eating habits, like what we eat. Like she said, she started losing weight when she tried so many diets and things and it never worked. But the moment she started exercising and eating better, she started to lose weight. And I think like, wow, such an inspiration to hear her story and to see how far she's come. Desiree says she went to the shop yesterday and she decided not to get gesso. Now you have a perfect reason to go back. Oh my goodness. It's such a temptation sometimes to go back to the shop to get something. Oh, Pam, the session that I'm talking about with the interview with Michelle, it's in the Unstuck Original membership. It's in the body domain. I think it's called something like One Choice at a Time. Can somebody remember what that session's called? I think there's 4 sessions in the body, but it's in the body domain in the membership. So for those of you still finding your way around, just if you see in the domains, if you jump to the body domain, I think it's a 3rd domain, but if you click on body, it will open up a lesson. So that session with that interview I did with her is in body. I did that during COVID, in that time, or just after. I don't know if it was in 2021 or 2020. Can't remember. Let me dry this layer. So with your statement or declaration that you're going to put on, have it like an I am statement that is present tense, you know, like as if you've already reached that goal. Like I am fit, I am agile, I am strong, I have a fast metabolism. Like put it like that. I am walking fit, or I am jogging fit, or you get like make it personal to you. Like what is it that your goal that aligns with you? Okay, so thinking about this now, what do I want to do with her? I don't know. Do any of you have paint pens? Like I know with paint pens you get so many different brands. You get these like cheap paint markers. So only come in a few colors. They're like 15 Rand. I know some of the stationery shops keep them. Then you get some of your fancier, like your Poscas. They're quite expensive. Posca paint pens. Life of Color is very good. You get the Life of Color ones. I don't know. You get a whole bunch of different brands. So let me see. Thinking I might use some of this, but then again, also you could collage onto her if you wanted to. Wondering if I want to, I don't know, put some, this one is too light on that, some texture there. Let me see if this is going to be, this is a bit light on that. Maybe if I had put a background layer first on this. I think I'm going to put paint on there as well. I'm not going to use this marker. Let me get a small paintbrush. It's not going to be small enough. Okay. But you could do with their body or their color. You could add quite any pattern, collage, stickers, paint. You could change their clothes up anyway. You could add, depending on what position, mine is not a weird position, but if she was standing, you could always add a whole triangle dress, or completely change the rest of her, what she's wearing, to what you want it to look like. Add your own patterns and textures or anything that works for you. You can see this pink paint is not so opaque, so there's a bit of the background shining through there. That's okay, because it didn't have white gesso. Okay, let's see. Thinking I want to put, I don't know, maybe a bit of a pattern on some parts, but I just want to think where I want to put my, like my statement, and then I can either doodle around it, or put stencil work around it. You could even stamp if you have like a stays on stamp. Let me just get a stencil. I'm going to use a stencil like this. Tracy, for the boot camp, I can tell you the first, let me quickly just check my list here. For the boot camp, let me quickly just answer. Tracy's asking, what am I going to do for the projects for this boot camp? Let me quickly just check my list. What day we are doing, oh, this is the wrong book. What day we are doing what? On day one, I'm going to watercolor. The second day, I'm going to be using, what am I doing? Infusions. I'm going to be using my infusions and some pencils. And then the third day, some acrylics. And the last day, I'm going to be using some distressed inks. So I'm going to do a few different stuff with this upcoming boot camp. But again, like, you can really, I'll show you some of the projects at the end of the session. Just remind me. I'll quickly show you some of the projects so you can see what I've done and maybe what you want to use that's either similar. So I'm going to be doing with this, I think I'm going to put a bit of a pattern like this. It's always sometimes nice when you've covered the background like this. It gives you so much option of what you could do. You could doodle, like have some, just doodling your own patterns, whether it's circles or triangles, or putting a bit of a texture. It's like not today. I feel like I'm rethinking what I want to do in this background. It feels like there's so many options because it's all, all one color. I can change it however I want to. It feels like it's too many options. Okay. I wonder, I must remember to cut my photo out. Okay. I think I want to put some blue with this, like another pattern over some of it. But here, I think and put some blue paint. See, this one is still quite wet, I think. Just building like a little bit of layers of interest, you know, like with different colors. I know sometimes I say like it's always nice to start with a bigger stencil in your background and then build up with smaller ones on top. So I'm just, don't know, playing with this one this morning. We'll see where it goes. It's starting to have an interesting look. What did I do with my wet wipe now? I tend to clean my stencils. No, a lot of people don't. You can always clean them off onto a different page. Oh, that's interesting. It can almost look like she's standing. Okay, let me just dry this layer. Because if you're going to write onto it also, or paint onto it, however you're putting your words on, you can cut them, write them on a paper and stick them on, or you can write them straight onto your page. Just always make sure the background layer is dry before you try write onto them, or paint with a paint marker right onto them, because otherwise it will ruin your pen. This is still wet. I think I want to put a bit of a pattern onto her pants here. Karen also says she cleans all her stamps and stencils. They last longer. And it is, because especially even with your stamps, if you don't clean them, they build up like a layer and they don't stamp as crisp anymore. But if you tend to just quickly clean them, they last longer. feels like this picture needs a bright color, like a yellow or something. It feels like it needs something like that. Let me just think. I think I want to add just like a little bit of yellow. Is this wet? No. Lots of bright colors, almost like primary colors happening, yeah. Okay. No, I'm not done yet. I'll be done just now.
Okay.
When you use, if you want to put white splatters, you could either use your white acrylic paint or you could use your white gesso. They will both work. Kiddos. So let me put some white splatters on this and then you can see. So you can either use your, let's say, white acrylic. Let's find white. Sure, I have white. So what I tend to do, like let's say it's with my acrylic, I'm just going to make it more watery to get it to splatter. Just be careful what's around it because you might just splatter everything else at your desk. Sometimes people like to use a wide brush, like a fan brush to splatter. I don't tend to worry much which brush it is. Let me get a bigger brush. Well, let's try this fan brush. I don't know. So, but let me first add a little bit of this white with some water, just to make it more watery, so it's more runny. Okay, so sometimes what they do like to do when you splatter, let's use two colors. That's what you can do with a fan brush. You can use more than one color on it. So let's say some of this purple. Let's make some of that also a bit watery. So you could dip one side in there and the other side in here. So you have two colors on your brush. And then if you splatter, you're going to have two different colors of splatters going on. And you just tap your brush a little bit. It's going to go like that. So, but as you see, it can go everywhere else as well. So just be careful when you splatter what's around it that you don't want splatters on. You can also use a toothbrush, yes. If you have an old toothbrush, you know, like I remember when we were kids at school, we would do it like that with a toothbrush. So that's also something you can use to splatter. But any paintbrush will actually work if you just dab it like that to get some splatters going. So I think that's the thing, if it's white and it's quite opaque, the splatter will show easier instead of just getting absorbed into your page. You could always do it like, let's say with, like I have now this blue, I could splatter blue also, or even if a black could sometimes work, just to have a bit of a contrast on your page. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to cut this photo. Gonna stick it on here. Let's see. I'll move it up. There we go. Oh, thank you, Rosalind. Okay, so let's see. So we've got this. So I want to put, you could even with a black pen, you could even like write small around the side, or you could have your words much bolder. You can paint them on. You could use a marker. You can use a permanent marker. You could play around to put like your little statement or declaration on. So that looks quite fun. Let me see. I just want to get a black. I think having something dark. What did I do with the black marker? It's a very good question. I have no idea where it's gone. I probably used it and put it somewhere. Let's use the blue. Okay. So when you're putting it on, remember to have it now something that is, this is still wet. Something that is, present tense and personal. So like, and having it like I am. Like as if it's already there, as if you've already reached the goal. Like the people at the Olympics, visualizing themselves already winning it, already going over the finish line, already doing that thing. Like I am, or I love to exercise. I'm excited to exercise, you know, like put it the thing that you want versus, okay, it's not like that yet. Not I want to exercise. Don't put that. Put it as if it's already like that. I love to exercise, not I want to exercise. Make it present tense for yourself. I am fit. Or like the one that I did was about, the other one that I showed you, like she strengthens her arms, you know, like that scripture from Proverbs 31. You could have it like that even if you wanted to, like the strengthening the arm one. I am fit. I'm excited to exercise, or I love to exercise. I love to exercise. There is maybe either a black or a white to make your letters pop a little bit if they let me see, what is this, a black? Let's circle them. But the thing is, like, if you go back then and you see that image when you're paging through your journal, you know, like I always say, I feel like I say the same thing always. Take your journal every day, page through it quickly, see those images, speak them over your life, right? You become what you behold. As you think, so you are. If you think and you believe, hey, I am strong and healthy, and you believe it, and you have faith for it, it will be like that. So it's not like saying things that are totally impossible, but setting a goal that aligns with you, that you can have faith that I can actually reach this, I can strengthen my arm muscles, or I can strengthen my leg muscles, or my whatever it may be for you. You know, maybe you have weak wrists and you want to work at your wrists, or like, what is the goal for you? What do you want to be able to do? I really want to, I know December's coming, and I want to be able to snorkel with my kids and run and play on the beach with them without getting completely out of breath, and actually keep up with them as they play around and do things with them, you know. So for me, I want to become more fit, but I also want to strengthen my muscles. And I'm gonna put a pattern in here. There we go. If you wanted to, you could add wild, bold hair, or you could really make it your own. Make it fun, you know, because the more vivid it is, the more fun it is, the more you're going to remember this image. And when you get to the place of, am I going to exercise? Am I not going to exercise? You know, your subconscious brings out this image and you remember it like, yes, but I love it. I love to exercise. I am fit. I'm going to make good choices, one good choice at a time, you know. Like to actually step out and do it and have that fun with it. There we go. Lots of fun colors. Fun. And you're just enjoying it, making it fun for you. And may the images you make today really align with your goals and with your growth, and that's what you want to see happen, and actually start taking action. Because the thing is, you can have this goal, but if you never decide to take action, nothing's going to happen. You are the one that needs to actually, when you do it, you inspire yourself, you make it visual, it's easier to do it, but you need to actually take action. You need to start doing something about it. So yes. Okay, everybody, have a fantastic day further. And then I will see you next week and in the Facebook group. Bye, everybody.